This is just a short time ago.
For some reason, this clip was going viral yesterday, and I think it's because we don't see this as much anymore. This used to be a somewhat common occurrence. We would see coaches yelling at players during a meaningless game in the regular season. Hell, in some cases, we could see it in the preseason. But today, it has become so uncommon to see a coach lighting into a player's ass that the altercation becomes a viral moment. It generates millions of views on social media. Yesterday, the Lady Terps from Maryland, they lost to North Carolina in the second round of the women's tournament. It was one of the very few games in the women's tournament that was actually competitive. Average margin of victory in the first round of the women's tournament, 24 points. And they wonder why people aren't watching. Even though Maryland lost, they stole the spotlight from North Carolina because of the altercation between their head coach Brenda Frese and her star player Oluchi Okanawa. Of course, most normal people, we don't refer to this as an altercation. We refer to it as coaching. But to me, the story isn't the coach yelling at her star player. I was more impressed with how Oluchi Okanawa handled it. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. Yesterday, Charles Barkley criticized players in Gen Z LGBT for being too soft. Tom Izzo has been criticized recently for doing his job. Tom Izzo has been criticized for being a good coach. And Charles Barkley came to his defense and he shit on players for being too soft. But I know of one player who is not soft, Oluchi Okanawa. After the game, the media asked her about her altercation with Coach Frese. Now, normally, we're used to seeing players in the WNBA presenting themselves as the ultimate victim. We are used to seeing WNBA players claiming to be victims of oppression or misogyny or their personal favorite, mythical racism. If this same incident had happened in the WNBA, it would be the perfect setup for a fake race scandal. Mean white coach yelling at her marginalized player. But all kidding aside, Oluchi Okanawa, she was asked by the media about her coach yelling at her during the game. Listen to her response. Watch for yourself.
I'm a competitor at heart. I've told her this before, and I'll keep on telling her this until forever. I love to be coached hard, and that's what she does with me every single day. And really what that was a regroup moment for myself and her telling me she believed in me. After that conversation, that's when I really went back out and just did what I had to do for my team in that moment. So I'm forever appreciative of that.
Good for her. If you want to be a great player, you should want your head coach to care enough to yell at you. Anytime someone is angry, anytime someone is emotional about something, it means they care. I would much rather deal with an emotional wife. I would much rather deal with an angry wife than a wife who is indifferent. Because once a woman is indifferent, it's over. If your coach stops yelling, if your coach is indifferent towards you, it probably means they've lost faith, they've lost hope. So seeing a coach yelling at a star player, that's a good thing. But what's also interesting about this, Tom Izzo, like I said, is often criticized for yelling at his players. Tom Izzo is often criticized for his style of coaching. But when the same thing happens in women's basketball, when a female coach is yelling at a female player, the media describes it as intense coaching. When Tom Izzo does it, he's an asshole. But when Brenda Frese does it, it's called intense coaching. Either way, I thought it was a great moment in a women's tournament that's otherwise been pretty boring. I know the media is begging us to watch women's basketball. Give women a chance. This tournament's great. Maybe it's just me, but I can't get into it. Like I said, average margin of victory in the first round was 24 points. Half the games yesterday were blowouts. The reason I don't like the WNBA, besides the fact that the on-court product is a steaming turd, most of the players in the WNBA, especially the veteran players, most of them are unlikable. But with women's college basketball, there are likable players. Audie Crooks from Iowa State, who can beat your ass in basketball and also just beat your ass. Juju Watkins, although she's not playing this year due to injury. This young woman from Maryland. But for some reason, Uncle KC just can't get into it. I don't know if it's the style of play. I don't know what it is. I just cannot get into women's basketball. But what about you? Do you find the women's tournament to be interesting? Do you find it compelling? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.